Hello everyone, it's Marnie from Booksnmarnee. So today I'm doing my Reading Rush TBR. So the Reading Rush used to be known as the Bookathon, and they've changed the name. So it goes from the 22nd of July to, I'm pretty sure, the 29th, I think. But it goes for 7 days. So it has 7 questions, 7 areas for a book to come under, and these are the books I've chose for each section. So the first one is a book with a purple cover, and for that I've chose Hollow Peak by James Dawson. So this is about witches, I'm pretty sure. So the synopsis says, she thought she'd be safe in the country, but you can't escape your own nightmares. And Liz London dreams repeatedly that someone is trying to kill her. Liz thinks she's being paranoid. After all, who would want to murder her? She doesn't believe in the local legend of witchcraft. She doesn't believe that anything bad will really happen to her. You never do you? Not until you're alone in the woods after dark and a twig snaps. So this will be my book for a purple cover. I've noticed a few of the books I've picked this time around all have purple covers, but this is the one I chose for the purple cover. Question. So the next one is a book in the same spot the entire time. So I chose 10 Futures for a book that I'll be reading in the one spot for the whole time. That's only because this is only a short book. It only has 229 pages in it. So it's one that I'll probably get through within an hour or two. And its synopsis is, Sam and Tara, best friends in a future when artificial intelligence organizes our lives, and micro pets are the latest craze. Best friends when rationing means cold showers and no internet. Best friends when genetic matching makes asking a girl on a date a minefield of epic proportions. But will they still be best friends in a future when plague wipes out most of humanity, or a future when the Inquisitors ask Sam to choose one betrayal over another? So it's about multiple futures and stuff. So this is my book for reading all in one spot. Like I said, I chose it because it's only got a short number of pages and I could probably read it within an hour or two. So the next one is a book you were meant to read last year. So I chose The Mermaid. I got this in a book box last year and was actually meant to get around to reading it. It's like one of the only books I never actually read out of all those book boxes. And its synopsis is, once there was a fisherman who lived on a cold and rocky coast and was never able to convince any woman to come away and live in that foreboding place with him. One evening he pulled up his net and found a woman in it. A woman with black hair and eyes as grey as the stormy sea and glimmering fish tails instead of legs. The storm in her eyes rolled into his heart. She stopped her thrashing and crashing at his voice, though she did not understand his words. But her eyes had seen inside of him, and his loneliness caught her more surely than the net. So she stayed with him and loved him, though he grew old and she did not. Remarks of this strange and unusual woman travelled from village to village and town to town until they reached the ears of a man whose business was in selling of a strange and unusual. His name was P.T. Barnum, and he'd been looking for a mermaid. So that's the one I chose for a book I was meant to read last year. Sorry, my phone kind of went thing. Alright, so the next one is an author's first. This took me a long time to try and find out, because I was going through trying to find out author's first. So the one I chose for now is Cinder by Marissa Meyer. I've been meaning to read this book, and I've been putting it off and all that because I've had such a large TBR. So the synopsis of this book is, Cinder, a gifted mechanic in New Beijing, is also a cyborg. She's revealed by her sorry, my pronunciation's going off because my phone keeps beeping, it's distracting me. She's reviled by her stepmother and blamed for her stepsister's sudden illness. But when her life becomes entwined with the handsome Prince Kai's, she finds herself at the centre of a violent struggle between the desires of an evil queen and a dangerous temptation. So that's the one I'm going to be reading for that one. An author's first. So the next one is a book with a non-human main character. Now, I went on Instagram and asked people what they took as like the borderline between humans and all that, because a lot of creatures and all that, like, I read a lot of paranormal books, so a lot of them, like, they've got the human form, but you know, like vampires have to die first from being human to become a vampire. Werewolves are able to change their form. Witches have abilities that we don't have. So I was trying to work out what people would actually count as human still and not. So I asked a lot of questions on that. In the end, I came up with the conclusion that, you know, vampires die, they lose their humanity when they do that. Werewolves change form, we're not capable of doing that. To a degree, there's a blurred line with witches and what they're capable of doing and stuff. So I chose Tallulah Rising by Glenn Duncan as the book I was going to do for this one. This is a book that was given to me by my librarian when I went in there to get some more books. She thinks it's something that I'll enjoy because of it's like meant to be a paranormal romance. So the synopsis of this is the woman is Tallulah Demetrio. She's grieving for her werewolf lover Jake, whose violent death has left her alone with her own sublime monsterness. On the run, pursued by hunters of the World Organization for Control of Occult Phenomena, she must find a place to give birth to Jack's child in secret. The birth under a full moon at a remote Alaskan lodge leaves Tallulah ravaged, but with her infant son in her arms, she believes the worst is over, until the windows crash in and she discovers that the worst has only just begun. What follows throws Tallulah into a race against time to save both herself and her child as she faces down the new psychotic leader of WOCOP, a cabal of blood-drinking religious fanatics, and rumour has it the oldest living vampire. So that's my non-human book. The next one is a book that has 5 or more words in it, in the title. So I've read one book from this author before and I've been meaning to read more. I didn't overly enjoy the first book, but I got told the rest of her books were good. So when my library had its $1 sale, I ended up buying 2 of her books just so that I can read them and see if they are good, like a friend of mine's been telling me that. So the one I've chosen is How to Fall in Love by Cecilia Ahern. Like I said, most of my books have still got purple covers, as I've noticed. Sorry. So the synopsis of this is, she has just 2 weeks to teach him how to fall in love with his own life. Adam, Basil and Christine Rose are thrown together late one night when Christine is crossing the Halfpenny Bridge in Dublin. Adam is there, poised, threatening to jump. Adam is desperate, but Christine makes a crazy deal with him. His 35th birthday is looming and she bets him that before then she can show him that life is worth living. Against the ticking of the clock, the two of them embark on wild escapades, grand romantic gestures and some unlikely late night outing. Slowly, Christine thinks Adam is starting to fall back in love with his life, but is that all that's starting to happen? So, not my usual read. I do hope that, like my friend is saying, I do enjoy this, where I didn't enjoy, I think it's called Thanks for the Memories or something like that, which was the first book from this author I read. And the last one is Read and Watch a Book Movie Adaptation. I was trying to find a book movie one that I would be more interested in sitting and watching the movie for, but I found out that I don't overly have any, like a lot of books that are turned into movies that I haven't already read. And most of this list I'm trying to get books that I haven't read. I'm not trying to do any rereads. So another one I picked up at my library sale is Memoirs of Geisha. I was just going to read this and not watch the movie because I wanted to see how well the book is written, and I'm not overly interested in the movie, but now I'll be watching the movie as well as reading the book. So the synopsis in this is covered. Okay, so the only part that's written about the book is, this is a rare and utterly engaging story. It tells the extraordinary tales of a geisha, summoning a quarter century from 1929 to the post-war years of Japan's dramatic history and opening a window onto a half-hidden world of eroticism and enchantment, exploration and degradation. I find Japanese history interesting. I've read a lot of it, I've studied a lot of it. I'm also like an anime and manga freak. I like to watch and read Japanese animations. I didn't mind Julie Kagawa's take on the Japanese history and demons and all that sort of stuff. I do look forward to reading what this is like. I have heard a lot about it. A lot of the stuff I've heard I'm not overly thrilled about, but we'll see how I go with the book. I've waited 2 years after everything I've heard of it just to try and give it a go. And yeah, so it's my last book out of the 7. So that's all of the books I'm going to be trying to read for the reading rush. And yeah, if you like the video, give it a like. If you want to see more, keep watching my channel. I will be doing updates on how well I've been going reading and all that sort of stuff. Hopefully constant updates, but I'll see what I can do. Alright, thank you for watching. Bye.